laying there practically motionless. Renji's eyes locked onto the ceiling of his bedroom while his mind wandered back to the asylum, to the creak of the door, the feces on the floor.
Since when have you ever seen hobos in the area?
Nick's voice played over in Renji's head like a broken record as his mind began to play back the days where... Nope. None. He was right. As long as he has lived in the area, hobos never once trailed into that area. Then, what could have caused that squeaky hinge? A rat?
No way. Nope. No fucking way I'm getting sleep.
Renji grumbled as he turned onto his side, tucking an arm under his pillow and laying the other inches from his stomach. A strange sense tingling up Renji's legs into his stomach. He was getting a bit nauseous for some reason.
Something ain't right.
He mentioned as he laid there with his hand inching closer to his stomach. That horrid smell was coming back. Shit. No, literally. Shit. The smell of the asylum was overwhelming, pounding in his head like a horrid hangover. His head began to spin, his vision blurred, and his lips, which he bit hard, began to bleed as he tried to snap out of his hangover-like trance. The pain intensified and his body stiffened from the tension running through him. Finally, sweet relief. He fell unconscious as his body eventually gave in to the pain. He never knew such great relief. It was like having the weight of the world on your shoulders. Or the fattest woman on earth on your chest. Either one was lifted like a swelling balloon that floated him to the heavens of divine slumber. Only to drop him hard on the concrete outside the asylum. He found himself face to face with the entrance once again.
No.
He thought, as his eyes widened before he turned his head to the road behind him. Everything seemed too quiet for comfort. He looked back to the entrance to see the building was beautifully recreated, almost brought back entirely to its former glory when it was an actual functioning facility. Nurses and patients alike tangoed throughout the facility, littering the courtyard and lobby, everything so perfectly in tune to some music that Renji apparently couldn't hear. He raised a brow and found himself still barefooted, and figured this was the perfect way to test if he was asleep or awake. He walked forward on the concrete, dragging the tip of his left foot against the paved walkway. He stumbled into the pain and groaned as he went down. His body tensed up again, pain. He felt it. The pain. This... Before Renji could come to terms with the idea that this was no dream, a nurse approached him in her white gown and headpiece.
Sir, are you alright?
She asked, offering a hand down to him. As he accepted, she lifted him up.
My, what a spill you took there. Do you mind if I treat you?
She offered so kindly. Maybe she mistook him for a patient.
I don't belong here.
Renji attempted to persuade the woman, but her response was genuine.
Oh, I'm well aware.
She admitted.
Well, you're certainly not dressed like one. It's just that...
She looked a bit embarrassed now.
My college is making me do extra credit work, and I just need to tend to a few more wounds with signed proof. Will you be my patient, please?
Oh, what kind of sick man would deny a beautiful woman like her? Such blonde curls and curvy hips. Wondrous eyes. They were almost a deep sea blue. He was getting lost. She looked so young. Renji nodded his head as a thick blanket of red shrouded his cheeks, and he gave an awkward smile and a nervous chuckle.
Yeah. Sure. I don't see why not, miss.
He assumed she was married, but her response...
Just... happy.
Proved him wrong.
Kathy, huh?
Renji's eyes lit up. Check 1 on his pickup list. The name. Wait! Why was he attempting to flirt? He still didn't know what was going on! She didn't give him time to think over the events. She just brought him inside and sat him down in the lobby before addressing to one of the doctors the situation, and that he seemed to be a visitor here for a patient, to throw off any suspicion they may have had for him. She then returned with a small medical kit, kneeling in front of him and revealing his injury for the first time. He hadn't noticed the severity of the injury until now. He managed to scrape 4 toes minus the pinky, badly peel the nail 75% off of the big toe, and from the looks of it, he nearly sprung his ankle from the stumble. Renji's eyes widened as he noticed the mess of a foot.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
He said with a panicky voice. He wasn't one for seeing blood or getting hurt. He was slightly light-hearted when it came to this. He turned away rather quickly, not wanting to see it, and he was surprised that Kathy, the lovely nurse, could so easily deal with it.
Not one for blood, I take it.
Kathy gave a teasing giggle before applying an alcoholic wipe to the 4 toes, leaving Renji to nearly jump out of his skin from the pain. The pain. This wasn't a dream still. Then, Kathy, it's KJ again. One of the other nurses called over to Renji's aid, and she rushed over, promising her return. Though, once the doctors and even other patients had taken off down the hall to see what was wrong, Renji followed right behind with his curious gaze. He had to limp to a wall in order to have an aid. Once he inched down the hallway, he found a path cleared for this one patient to be escorted by nurses and doctors. He wore a muzzle that was tight on his face. His dark brown hair was messy and unkempt, shoulder-length too. His blue eyes met with Renji's as the patient walked down the hallway passing him. He even stopped, towering over Renji with his height in comparison. Behind the muzzle a smirk formed. He began to slowly lip a few words.